week's quiz. Wonder what the attraction is tonight.
Anyway, welcome everyone to the Chortleby Village Hall weekly quiz. We're the Shufflebottom sisters, and we've been running this quiz for 32 years now.
Oh yes, and if you're here for the bingo, well that was last night. Hey, how is that first rotten cheek Mr. Brown doing?
Oh, he's in the hospital, he is. There he was shouting bingo, and the next minute he actually stabbed himself in the elbow with a butter knife.
Ah, well he cheated, he did. I was just about to call bingo and he pipped me at the post.
Really strange it was. I thought he'd spilt the tomato sauce. There was blood everywhere.
Quite right. He's a bloody cheat, that's what he was.
Well, he's stable now, looking forward to coming back to defend his win next week.
Oh, he cheated, he did. I'm the bingo champ. He's going to get more than a butter knife if he's going to keep cheating like that.
Yes, calm down, calm down. This all always did have a rather bad effect on you, didn't it?
Yes, dear.
Anyway, these people have got lovely and eager to get started.
Yes, dear.
Now, the quiz tonight is a fundraiser for the Chortleby Bowling Club. All right? Excellent.
Well, where's Mavis? She should be here by now.
Oh, I don't know. Yahoo! Oh, there she is. I'm here. Hello. Come on, dear. Hurry, I'm late. Come on, then. Hello. All right, Mavis.
You're just in time, Mavis. Now, did you bring your quiz questions?
Yes, I have. Yes. I hope they're not too difficult. They're all about my favourite subjects. Oh, no, Mavis, I'm sure they'll be just fine. Okay, now, let's get started, will we? Ready to begin, everybody? Pencils ready?
Ah, Edna.
Edith?
I forgot the pencils.
Oh, Edith, for Pete's sake. You'd forget your bleeding head if it wasn't screwed on, wouldn't you?
Oh, yes. But I have an idea.
Oh, yeah.
How about they just tell their answer to their neighbour, and if it's the same, it's probably right.
What? Yeah. Well, we'll have to. Have you all got that? When you've got the answer, you tell your neighbour, and you keep count on your fingers, all right? All right. Ready? Let's give it a go now. Okay.
Question 1!
Be a heart attack. What's the name of the game where you roll a black ball down a green to kiss a white jack?
Get that? Green, black ball, white jack. Tell your neighbours now. All right. That's it. Yeah.
Question 2!
What do you eat your porridge out of in the morning?
Get that? Right.
Question 3!
Oh, yes, you did. Oh, that's all right. Now, did you all get that, you know, with the loser? Yes? Yes? Yes. All right. Now, think of another one.
Question 6. What do you do in an emergency, like an earthquake?
I know, come here. Duck, cover and hold. And when the shaking stops, now you go through those 2 exits, doors in the back, and assemble across the road.
In an orderly fashion.
It's all safe and sound.
Question 7.
Oh, what's question 7?
Question 7!
I know. What do you do if there's a tsunami? You're run like hell.
I was dreaming of that back in the day too. Yes.
Hey, Alan. Not that phone. Oh, there you go. Okay. That can be the next question. Who's got their cell phones on? Switch your bloody things on.
We're running a quiz here.
Please, trying to.
Oh, he's
Right.
made it.
Sorry about
Yeah, come on, mate. Don't worry. They all mulled over with the questions.
Oh, sorry, didn't see you there for a moment. Can I help you?
Oh, I'm looking for Alice Fogg, please.
Alice Fogg?
Yes, well, she's my niece. You do know her, don't you?
Of course, she's not here though, not at the moment.
Oh, well, she's not at home either. Oh, I can't understand it. She said she'd meet me at the Charterby station, but there was no sign of her. She knew I was coming today, too.
Well, I'm not surprised. Everything's a bit up and down today, you see.
Oh,
Oh,
dear.
see what I mean?
Most unfortunate.
Most unfortunate indeed. Charterby's in a bit of a turmoil today, what with Wendy Timms taking a tumble.
Oh, and who, may I ask, is Wendy Timms?
She runs the pilots here.
The pilots. What do you mean, pilots?
You know, pilots. Like yoga.
Oh, you mean Pilates?
Oh, yeah, that.
Right.
Wendy, we call her on account of all the positions she can get herself into. It makes my eyes water, I can tell you.
I'm sure. Well, what happened to young Wendy?
Well, like I say, took a tumble, fell downstairs. I don't know what I'm going to do now. I suppose I'll have to go to Dunmore to buy me lottery tickets in future.
I'm sorry, I don't follow.
Wendy runs the newsagents in Square. Well, useful, most inconsiderate, really.
Well, I don't suppose she meant to fall down the stairs. Was she badly hurt?
Aye, quite badly.
Oh, dear, that's a shame.
She's dead.
She's dead!
Broken neck, so they say. Turns out she wasn't so bendy as we thought.
Oh, that's dreadful.
I know. I suppose someone will take over the shop.
No, I meant about Wendy.
Oh, yeah, that, yeah. So as I say, that's probably why Alice wasn't there to meet you. On account of everyone running around like headless chickens today.
Oh, that's a bit of an unfortunate simile in the circumstances, don't you think? Never mind. That would be where Alice is. That's right, that's one. Thank you.
Here, I know who you are.
Oh?
You're that crime writer auntie of Alice's.
Oh,
Agatha Crusty.
It's pronounced Crusty.
You know, kind of fancy, like the way you say Pilates.
Exactly. Yes, I am indeed Agatha. I am she.
So are you writing any more of them crime novels then?
Oh no, I thought I'm just having a break. I'm waiting for some inspiration, you might say.
Inspiration, huh? You won't find much of that around here. Nothing much happens in Chorlby.
Well, except for young Wendy falling down the stairs.
Oh yeah, except for that.
Oh, yeah. So, you like my books then?
Like it? No, I never read one.
I just thought by the way you were speaking.
No, I can't get on with them detective novels. I like a bit of realism. I mean, they're all so far-fetched.
Not all.
Oh, no, you take my word for it. Some of them, they have a murder every couple of pages. That's not what happens in real life, is it?
Well...
Hey, you take a place like Chorlby. How many murders do you think we have in a month?
Well, I'd be most surprised if you had any.
Exactly. You want to experience what happens in a small rural community, you've come to the right place.
I'll bear that in mind.
I'd do more than that if I were you. A touch of realism, that's what your readers want. Give them that and you'll have a much better book next time. Mark my words.
Oh, it seems that you know a lot about detective novels, Mr.
No.
Right. Well, for someone who doesn't like detective novels, you seem surprisingly well informed.
Aye, well it comes from having a cousin in force.
Oh, you have relations in the local constabulary then, do you?
Aye, cousin George, PC Lockett. He's the eyes and ears of law and order around here.
Oh, well that's reassuring.
Aye, well, wouldn't go that far.
Harry, are you there? I'm looking for...
And I found out.
Good to see.
I am so sorry, Aunt Agatha. The train time went completely out of my mind. We've had a terrible accident, you see.
Yes, I know. Harry told you about Wendy Thames.
Oh, we can't think how it happened. I mean, tripping like that. A more agile, sure-footed person you couldn't wish to meet. Oh, it's such a pity it should have happened just before I arrived.
Well, I don't suppose she meant to fall down just because I was coming.
No, well, you know what I mean. Anyway, Aunt Agatha, you're looking well. Yes, thank you. And you're here to enjoy yourself. It's a holiday for you.
Mind you, you can always take my advice and start writing a book along the lines that I suggested.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Knott.
Harry.
Harry.
Alice! Oh, Alice! Harry! I'm so glad I found you both. Oh, dear.
Oh, what's wrong with you? Oh, Harry, a chap was just got back.
Oh, Alice, thank you.
Here, take a seat.
Oh, dear.
Take a deep breath and tell us what it is.
Oh, Alice, Harry, something terrible's happened.
Oh, yeah, we know.
You know? But how can you? They've only just discovered him.
Him?
Barry Cragthorpe.
Barry? What about Barry?
Oh, so awful. And on top of Wendy, too.
Barry Cragthorpe was on top of Wendy. I'm not surprised.
You keep your lewd thoughts to yourself, Harry.
Excuse me for speaking.
Olivia, what's happened to Barry?
He's in the water butt. The one around the back of the hall.
Oh, what was he doing in the water?
Drowning, apparently.
What?
Well, he was in head first, upside down in it. Isabella saw him when she went to the allotment to pick a pumpkin. Yes. All she could see were his feet sticking out of the top. It gave her quite a shock. It was his wellies that first caught her attention.
His wellies?
My aunt.
Yes, he was his ghastly yellow wellies. The ones with the beaks on the front. The Donald Ducks, he calls them.
Yeah. You know, I wouldn't be caught dead in them, I can tell you.
No, neither would I. But Barry, it seems, didn't have a choice.
Oh, but that's awful.
Well, can I ask, who or was Barry?
Barry Cragthorpe, the leading light in the gardening society. Amongst other things, but well, no longer?
Well, I hope the police have been informed.
Yes, George is on the case.
Well, that filled me with confidence.
Yeah, that's my cousin you're talking about.
Well, it would seem that he is about to experience what really happens in a small rural community then, isn't he?
But don't worry, George has requested help from Dunmore, and they're sending over a detective inspector.
Oh, good. Oh, well, that is relief then.
And, excuse me, he's got quite a reputation. Detective Inspector Twig, they call him.
Ah.
Oh. What's that you mean, Aunt Agatha, when you say "ah" like that? It usually means that you disapprove.
Yes, well, let's just say that Detective Inspector Twig and I have come across each other before.
And you are?
The chair. I'm chair of the All Saints Village Hall Committee, Eleanor Wagstaff.
I see, nice to meet you.
PC Lockett said you wanted to see me.
That's correct.
Oh, about the unfortunate accident with poor Mr. Craigthorne, I expect.
Yes, well, we're not entirely convinced it was an accident. It's got all the hallmarks of something far more sinister to my mind.
Are you suggesting it was murder?
I'm not suggesting anything at the moment, but I'd like to be interviewing anyone who was in the vicinity yesterday afternoon. Now, Lockett suggested that you might know who I should be talking to on account of your position here at the hall.
Ah, right.
It would be most helpful if you could draw me up a list of likely suspects. I mean, witnesses, or potential witnesses.
Well, of course. From the top.
Or the bottom, whatever you prefer. Now, as chair, I take you're in charge of the hall and the bookings and such?
Well, strictly speaking, I suppose it's the vicar who's actually in charge. I take care of the day-to-day running, though. Oh, then there's Harry the caretaker and Maisie who cleans.
Right, so, Eleanor Waggle, was it?
Wagstaff. Oh.
Wagstaff? And those others were?
Harry Knott and Maisie Grip.
Not. Grim.
Oh, and then there are those of us on the committee. Yes.
And how many would that be?
Oh, well, let's see. 10 of us, including me. Well, rather less now.
What do you mean?
Well, Barry was on the committee, and so was Wendy.
Wendy? You haven't mentioned a Wendy before. Who's she?
Oh, she did the yoga and Pilates classes. Tragically fell downstairs yesterday and broke her neck.
Did she indeed?
Yes.
Well, I wonder why PC Lockett didn't see fit to tell me that little detail.
Oh, we probably didn't want to bother you. It was just a silly accident. A bit like poor Maisie's husband last month.
And what accident was that, pray tell?
Oh, well, he was cleaning his shotgun and it sort of went off. Nasty mess by all accounts.
And I take he died as a result of his wounds?
I should think so. We need to think about recruiting more people on the committee, really. Oh.
So this Maisie woman, she's not on your committee?
No, but her husband was, of course.
Okay.
I forgot that, yes.
And what about that Harry Knott? He's not on the committee?
Harry's not, no.
Harry Knott on committee.
No, Harry Knott's not on the committee.
I know, that's what I wrote.
Oh, he's got enough of this plate, poor dear.
Oh really? In what way?
A bit of family trouble, you know. His wife, Caroline, Carrie,
Yes?
well, they're going through a bit of a bad patch. In fact, the word is, she wants to divorce him.
I see. Do you know why?
Well, I shouldn't really say, but she's quite a bit younger, you see, and the grass is always greener, as they say.
And what makes this grass greener?
Pardon?
You You said the grass was green?
Oh, I meant that from Carrie's perspective.
Yes.
An attractive young man might seem, well,
Attractive?
yes.
Thank you, Miss Wigglestaff. Was that everybody?
I think so.
Right, well, I think it's time I got this investigation underway. I'd like to start by talking with your vicar. Is he around?
Oh, I saw him earlier. Would you like me to get him?
If you'd be so kind, thank you.
Right. Whenever you'll excuse me.
Yes, yes, indeed.
Oh.
Excuse me.
Yeah?
You are?
Maisie Grim?
Ah, the cleaner.
That's right. How'd you know?
I'm a detective.
Oh, very impressive.
I was also told about your husband, so please accept my condolences on that one.
Oh, right. Yes, well, thanks. You are good, aren't you?
Years of experience.
Right. Well, if you'll excuse me, I've got work to do.
Now, if you wouldn't mind, a few questions later on, perhaps.
Oh, please yourself.
Yes, indeed.
Detective Inspector Twig?
Ah, yes, come in. Next seat. Just need to ask you a few questions, a bit of basic information first. I will start with your name, Reverend.
Bishop.
Oh, sorry, Bishop. Your name.
That is my name.
Bishop.
Toby.
Bishop Toby.
No, Toby Bishop. The Reverend Toby Bishop.
Well, I'm glad we got that settled. It must be difficult not knowing who you are.
I'm well aware of who I am, Inspector.
Of course. And you live in the vicarage?
Yes, I'm the vicar. It goes with the job.
I see. What do you know about Barry Cragthorne, the deceased?
He's dead.
Yes. And he's dead. Well, just how did he die?
He drowned.
Yes, yes, I know he drowned, but how did he drown?
With his head underwater. In a water butt.
The question remains, Bishop, Reverend. The question remains, Reverend. Did he jump or was he pushed?
Well, I would say it was highly unlikely for him to jump in there. For a start, he would have needed to have a springboard to jump that high into the water butt. And the chance of him having that rather remote.
Remote? How?
Of him being able to jump from this position up into the water butt.
But what? You said but. Where's the but?
Oh yes, the water butt. The one he failed to jump into.
Ah, you admit it. He was pushed.
Yes, I think that would seem a very likely scenario.
Are your parishioners in the habit of drowning themselves in water butts?
No, Inspector, you have me there. I think that this is a first. But Barry Cragthorne wasn't exactly one of my parishioners, you know.
Ah, if he wasn't one of your parishioners, well, who was he?
While he was technically in my parish, he most certainly was not one of my congregation. In fact, he disdained the church.
Would you care to elaborate on that?
Well, what I mean to say is that he had no time for the church. The closest he came was to the village hall for committee meetings and his gardening club.
Did this disdain for the church possibly lead to feelings of resentment on your part?
In what way?
Did you resent his resentment? Did you disdain his disdain?
What are you talking about?
Did you, in a word, decide that enough was enough? Do you so incensed by his disdain for the church that you did in fact commit a very unchristian act?
What are you on about?
Did you provide him with a springboard into the afterlife?
The youth, I say, that I drowned Barry Cragthorne simply because he didn't come to church.
No, I'm not suggesting anything at the moment. But in the words of Sherlock Holmes, when you've eliminated the impossible, what remains, however improbable, is probably a possibility.
Are you sure you said that?
But it's very likely.
Well, will that be all?
Just
Oh, am I glad to see you.
Oh, really?
Well,
Thank you.
what I mean is I really like the way that you... excuse me, Inspector Inspector, this is Eleanor.
Yes, we met before.
Eleanor is a tower of strength round here. She is a buttress of the village hall, I can tell you.
Oh, I don't like to be thought of as a buttress there.
No, sorry. When I said buttress, I didn't mean a physical one. I mean to say we look to you for moral strength. That's right, that's what I mean. Honestly, Inspector, she's invaluable. I do not know what I would do without her.
I see.
She keeps us all in line. She doesn't brook any nonsense. She can be very strict, I can tell you.
Oh, thank you, Vicar.
My pleasure.
We were conducting an interview here.
Sorry, I thought we'd finished.
Well, in the meantime, perhaps.
I just came in to see if you gentlemen would like a drink.
Oh, that's very kind of you, Eleanor. What will you have, Inspector?
I don't drink on duty, sir.
I meant a cup of coffee or tea, perhaps.
That's, of course, a bit early for the other. Sun not over the other. Coffee then, thank you.
Right. And Toby, I mean Vicar.
Tea would be lovely, thank you, Eleanor.
Okay, won't be long.
I assume you'll have no objection if I use this hall as my crime incident room in the meantime?
No, all fine by me. It's mostly used in the evening by various societies. And I assume you're going to be using it during the day?
Daytime, indeed. Generally.
I don't have the information of the various societies and various bookings, but Eleanor, Miss Wagstaff, can tell you about those. You could ask her.
Have you known Miss Wagstaff long, Vicar?
Oh, about 5 years, I should say. Yes, she's invaluable. She takes care of so much. We just do not know what we'd do without her.
I see. Are you married, Vicar?
Married? No. Why do you ask?
Oh, nothing. Just wondering if there was a Mrs. Vicar. That's all.
No is the answer to that. You do have a way of impugning things in the way you speak, Miss.
It's not in the habit of impugning, I'll tell you now.
Sorry, sir. This lady, she's most insistent. Says she must see you.
What lady's this, Locket?
This lady.
Ah, this lady. I might have called.
You don't mind if I just sit in on this little,
Yes, as long as you don't interfere with my investigation. Go ahead.
Oh, thank you.
Of course, if you pick up anything useful, that would be all right.
Of course.
I'll send them up now, shall I, sir?
Yes, send them in.
Just wait, please, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, I think we know the way into the hall. Thank you, George.
Right you are. You just take a seat, everybody. Detective Inspector Twiggs about to speak.
Not a sermon, I pray?
No, I'll leave those to you, Reverend. Thank you. Right, the reason I've asked you all here is to try and establish some facts behind the sad demise of Barry the Crackle, who was found drowned in a water butt behind this very hall. I have a list here of people involved in the hall, put together with me by Eleanor Wagstaff. Oh, well done.
Here we go. Well done.
Thank you. Yes. If we can get on, please. So, could I start by just seeing for all here? Eleanor Wagstaff.
Here!
Yes, you don't need to keep standing up. It's fine.
Oh, that's what you want.
Yes, thank you. We have an Olivia Truscott.
All present correct.
Good. Isabella Batterspeed.
Absolutely.
Yeah. The Reverend Toby Bishop. The Reverend Toby Bishop.
Well, you can see up here, can't you?
I do things by the book, Reverend. You'll come to notice that my methodical methods are what produce results. I don't go by gut instinct or women's institution, like some here.
I think you mean intuition.
I mean what I wish to be, Miss Christie. Now, if we can get on, there are a few I see are not here. Looking for a Mortimer Gascoigne?
Oh, he's got a little tummy bug.
Okay. Tina Topping?
Oh, she's away today. She was given free tickets to the new production of the Pirates of Penzance in town. So she's gone there. She asked if I could come as well, but I couldn't get away. And as things turned out...
You didn't tell me she offered you a ticket, Joey.
Oh, couldn't well, yeah, sorry. But I'm sorry I missed it, actually. A policeman's lot has got a happy one. You would have loved it, Inspector.
I don't think so, thank you.
Of course, Tina herself was yum-yum in the Mikado recently. She did it absolutely beautiful.
Could we stop this talking of pirates and yum-yums, for goodness sake? Right, what about Sebastian Chambers? Anyone know what's become of him?
He's away too, on holiday.
And when's he back?
Oh, I don't rightly know. Soon, I think. Oh, yeah, he's only away for the week because we've got rehearsal for the panto next Tuesday.
What about Oliver Truscott Pratt? Would that be your husband, Mrs. Truscott Pratt?
Good heavens, no. No, I'm a miss. He's my brother, but he did say that you could start without him, and he might try and hop along later.
Not too much later, we would hope.
Oh, no, it shouldn't be too long. He's just, things to do, you know.
I have things to do too. Right, that's nearly everybody. Oh, Harry not the caretaker?
Yes, he is.
Ah, good. Where?
Here.
Yes, just, I'm not seeing him.
No, I mean he's the caretaker here.
But where is he?
Not here.
Very helpful. It says he's your cousin, Lockett.
Oh, he certainly is, sir.
Could you pop along and see if he'd favour us with his presence?
Shall I go and get him then?
Yes. So to business. We're here to establish how Barry Crumblethorpe...
Cragthorne.
What?
Cragthorne. His name is Cragthorne.
Oh yes. We're here to establish how Barry Cragthorne messes in. And for every murder, or murder it certainly was, please observe there are three component parts. The murderer needs a motive, an opportunity, and a means and method of murder. What's it going to take to solve this crime?
Just like the telly, isn't it? So exciting.
It's going to take a combination of detection, application, and most importantly, dedication. Put these together, we'll get the result time after, which is the killer in doc sooner.
Detective Inspector, are you sure this is very scientific?
So let's begin to apply this science, shall we? What do we know about Barry Cragthorne?
He was a cheapskate.
I see. What draws you to that conclusion?
He always haggled over the price of my brother's pheasants. He never wanted to pay the proper price.
I don't think I follow. Pheasants?
Oliver bags some lovely pheasants. But Barry was always looking for a cheap deal. It was the same with the rabbits, too. Mind you, he had something in common with them, the way he used to chase around after every bit of fluff.
So you're saying Barry had a bit of a reputation with the ladies?
Oh, I don't think that's entirely fair.
Oh, and there's no smoke without fire, as they say, Eleanor.
Now, is this brother of yours likely to be much longer?
I don't know.
Do you think you could go and hurry him along then, please?
That's right.
Bloody nowhere. Right, back to the crime. Who was it who discovered the deceased?
I did. It was I.
And you were...
Isabella Battersea.
Oh, that's right,
I
yes.
run the Ferret's Head.
The pub.
The local hostelry, yeah.
Oh, yes. And you run this hostelry on behalf of Birkenale.
Yeah, that's the one, yeah.
Very good. Could you tell me how you found the deceased?
How I found him?
Yes.
Well, I found him charming to begin with.
No. How you found him in the water butt.
Oh, I'm with you now. Well, I was going to pick a pumpkin down by the allotment, you see. Beautiful down here this time of year. The pumpkins are this big.
Sorry, calm down.
continue, you'd gone to get a pumpkin, I believe.
Make a pie, yeah. I'm famous for me pies, you know. Apple and rhubarb pie, gooseberry pie, local steak and Birkin ale pie.
Birkin ale?
Well, I don't think it's that surprising. It's a brewery and all.
But don't forget about your lovely fish pies, Isabella.
All down to you for the next ingredients, Alice.
I wouldn't mind the recipe.
Tell you what, we'll do it in the next cookery class,
Yeah,
shall we?
Can we get on, please? Right. And you discovered the deceased Wellington gumboots sticking up out of the water butt?
I did, yeah.
And you discovered the deceased was dead?
Completely.
Right. What time was this approximately?
Oh, now I can tell you exactly what time.
Oh, now we're actually getting somewhere. Good, good.
Yeah, because the church clock struck 3 just as I reached the back.
Excellent. We've established the deceased met his demise before 3. We're getting close to our opportunity. Did anyone else notice anything out of the ordinary before 3 o'clock?
Oh, well, I went round back all at 2. But there were no sign of Barry then.
2. And you, oh, I know, Maisie Grimm, the cleaner.
The cleansing, hygiene and sanitation operative.
Well, I'm glad we got that sorted. Now, what were you doing behind the hall?
Oh, well, I just finished my work in the hall, and I was heading to the Toppings house to clean the surgery.
Surgery?
Why? Mr. Toppings, a dentist.
Is he? I see, well, that's good. That neatly narrows down the time for the murder to be committed between 2 and 3 o'clock. The murderer must have done it between then.
Oh, yes. Now,
And he would have been, yes, sorry.
did you say he, Detective Inspector?
Yes, yes, well, he, she.
Well, it could be a she, couldn't it?
No, actually. Big strapping lad like Barry, I don't think a woman would get him over into that water butt.
True.
So to return to our analysis of the crime, we have established that he met his demise between the hours of 2 and 3. That was opportunity. So, who had the opportunity to meet Barry behind the water butt and tip him in? No, he couldn't all have done it. There wouldn't have been room.
Detective Inspector, you asked who had the opportunity. Well, clearly everybody did.
Right, but who had a motive? That's what I'd like to know.
Yes.
And having found a motive, it's a very short step for me to know what that motive was.
Is it?
Because I know that you have a bit of a reputation for solving crimes, but this is no work of fiction, Miss Crusty. This is fact, and I deal in facts.
I'm glad to hear it.
So let's begin to establish some. Who amongst you had a motive to meet Barry behind the hall and tip him up? Never, you say that you, after all, have committed this crime.
No, of course not. Don't be ridiculous. I merely needed to ask a question, that's all.
Oh, ask away.
How long is this going to take? I have a sermon to prepare, you know.
But I have a murder investigation to investigate, and it will take precisely as long as I say it will take.
Well, how long will that be?
I can't say. Right, so let's look at some of these motives. Someone said he was a cheapskate. Now, who was it who said that? I heard someone, I wrote it down. Come on, own up.
Detective Inspector, that was Olivia, and she's just left a few minutes ago.
Oh, yes, of course.
Well, as Libby said that, she was spot on. Never paid for anything if you could avoid it. Yes. Betting cheapskate.
Right, yes, that's well listed motives. Of course, that's not necessarily enough reason for someone to kill someone.
Would have bagged the bugger myself, given half a chance.
I take it you're not confessing
What to?
to the murder of Barry Cheapskate, Barry Crankford.
Well, of course not. Why would I want to do that?
You tell me. What else do we know about him? Now, somebody said, oh yes, he ran the gardening club. We're led to believe he had a bit of a reputation with the ladies. That could be quite a motive, Barry getting a bit of furtive nookie. The husband or boyfriend, it's happened all too often in my experience, I'll tell you.
I mean, I'm sure Barry wouldn't.
Oh, and how can you be so sure?
Well, I can't.
Precisely. Let's move on, we don't have all night.
Well, Detective Inspector, we've not got very far at all, really.
Oh,
you think in the circumstances we could reconvene?
Oh, yes.
No, I will decide how this investigation is investigated.
Harry,
mind telling me where you were between the hours of 2 and 3 yesterday afternoon?
I was here in the hole.
Anybody vouch for that?
No, I was here on my own most of the time. Till that novelist lady came in, Miss Crusty.
Crusty.
So you could at any time between 2 and 3 have made your way back round the hall for the express purpose of drowning Mr. C.
Why would I want to do that?
Why would you have?
I didn't want to do that.
What about your wife, Harry?
My wife?
Yes, you do have a wife, don't you?
Yes, Caroline. What about her?
Oh, she's quite a bit younger than you, isn't she? More Barry's age?
Perhaps.
Is it true she wanted a divorce?
Maybe.
I think she spoke of wanting to marry Barry. Grass is always greener, and I think you get my drift.
No.
Oh, come on, Harry, you expect me to believe that? Barry Crumblethorpe and Barry Cragthorne with his wanting greener grass, and Barry with his green fingers, and your wife wanting the grass. You'd do anything to stop that, wouldn't you? You didn't want your Caroline, your little Carrie, carrying on with Barry, did you, Harry? Did Carrie want to marry Barry, Harry? Carrie marry Barry, Harry?
Stop it. You're confusing me. I don't know what this is about, but I just came here because I found some evidence. Aye, evidence.
Oh, do go on.
Well, because the water butt was contaminated, I got Gary to help me empty it.
Gary who?
Does it matter? Parry, if you must know.
Ah, Gary Parry. Thank you, Harry.
Forget his name, it's not important. What's important is what we found at the water butt.
True. What did you find at the bottom of the water butt with Gary Parry, Harry? It's an earring.
Aye, and it looks to me to be like one of those expensive diamond earrings.
Indeed.
Hang on a minute. Let me see that. Good heavens, I rather think it is.
Is what? What?
It's Olivia's.
Now, how many chairs do we need?
There's only 5 in our circle. But you're welcome to join us, Aunt Agatha.
Oh no, I haven't done any knitting for years.
Well, we do some macrame too. You can learn that.
Yeah, right.
I'll just go and get the things we need. Here we are. Good. So, what do you think of yesterday's revelation?
Oh, you mean about Olivia's earring?
Yes. It's a bit incriminating, wouldn't you say?
Oh.
Twig's given her the 3rd degree, I hear. But you know, I can't really believe it. Not of Olivia. But you do never know, do you?
You do never know, that's right.
Yes.
Oh, good afternoon, ladies. Getting things ready for this evening. How are you doing?
Yeah, fine, thanks, Eleanor. Not that we're really in much of a mood for enjoying ourselves.
Oh, no, it's very distressing, isn't it?
And there's so much on this time of year as well. What's with the panto and the concert?
But they should be fun.
Oh, I suppose so. But Sebastian can be a bit of a tyrant, though.
Oh, Sebastian?
Oh, Sebastian Chambers. He who must be obeyed in all things thespian and musicals.
Oh, I take it he's the director then.
Dictator more like it. He's ruthless.
Oh.
And you know, no one dare question a word he says. Oh, they'll get shot.
Oh.
Well, I certainly hope not.
Oh, no. You know what I mean. Still, we shouldn't be too critical. He always manages to put on a good show at the end of the day. It would just be nicer if he were, well, nicer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh no, are you both acting and singing in this way play?
Oh, I'm playing the wicked stepmother in the panto.
Oh my goodness. Oh, well actually, what's the name of this wee show?
Snow White and the 7 vertically challenged persons.
Nice.
I
I bet. Where is she?
She's in the back room, planning on getting a bit of practice in before Sebastian gets back from holiday.
Let's hope it's done him some good and he comes back in a better mood.
We can but hope.
Yes.
I'm just going to...
Ah, ladies! Good morning.
Oh, good morning, Vicar. How are you today?
Ah, fine. Well, given the circumstances, you know, at least Inspector Detective Twig has let poor Olivia go. Not enough evidence to go on, he said. Not that that stopped him from accusing people before.
Oh no, he has rather an impetuous nature.
He does indeed. Anyway, I just popped in to see if I left a book here.
Oh, yes, I found one under the chair, Vicar. I've just packed it in the styrofoam.
That'll be the one. Thanks.
Did you get your sermon written to me?
Almost. I'm basing it on the parable of the good and the bad fruits.
Oh, very apt.
Tina must have arrived by the sound of it. Why, she really has the voice of an angel, doesn't she?
It's one way of putting it.
Anyway, mustache.
Oh, but I'd better be going too. Anything I can do for you?
No, we're fine, thanks, Eleanor.
You sure? Yes, they talk a little bit. What do you say?
Well, toodaloo. Beautiful. Simply beautiful.
Don't know what he sees in her, really I don't.
She has got a lovely voice, hasn't she, Eleanor?
Has she? Has she indeed? Anyway, things to do.
You'll be here tonight, won't you, Eleanor? Agatha's going to join us.
Yes, I expect so.
Right, let's just get things sorted here and then I'll pop the kettle on for a cup of tea, shall I? Right, yes. You know, I wish that she would sing something different once in a while.
I think you've had your wish granted.
You two ladies would wait here. The detective inspector's going to be in shortly. I'm afraid so. The ambulance is on its way now to collect her.
Oh, and in a prime too.
Don't you girls worry about a thing. We'll nab the blighter who did this.
I certainly hope you do.
Well, what do we have here? Another murder in the next room and you two sitting here cool as cucumbers.
We were merely getting ready for the evening, Detective Inspector. The first we heard of poor Tina's death was when we heard her scream.
We shall see. You can leave us now, Lockett. See if you can find anyone who saw anything, would you? Right, take a seat, ladies. Right. Can you tell me what you know?
Detective, can you tell us, was she strangled?
No, she was stabbed, actually.
Stabbed? Oh, how horrible.
Yes, it was. Stabbed with a long, thin, stiletto-like blade. A long, thin, pointy. Aha! What's this?
It's a knitting needle.
A likely story. Don't think you can pull the wool over my eyes. It has every appearance of being exactly what Miss Topple was killed with.
Topping.
Where were you when Miss Topping bought it?
Oh, I wasn't here.
And I can vouch for that.
Yes, you two might be in collision for all I know.
I think you mean collusion.
That too. I have to ask you, though, did either of you stab Miss Topping?
Oh, no, don't be ridiculous.
I had to ask to eliminate you from my inquiries. Question is now, if you didn't, who did?
Well, I think that's your job to find out, Detective Inspector.
It's exactly what I will find out, you mark my words.
Good. Detective Inspector.
Yes?
May I ask a question?
You may.
Right. Have you considered that, this about Tina Topping and Barry Cragthorne might be related?
How could that be?
Well, I think it's a distinct possibility.
Oh, like cousins, you think?
No, I mean their deaths are related.
Well, I think that's a probable possibility.
Precisely.
If I may be so bold to ask, what did you have in mind?
Oh, well, I've been thinking. Both Tina Topping and Barry Cragthorne were on the hall committee.
Yes.
And
Yes.
Wendy Timms and Arthur Grimm.
The yoga woman and the cleaner's husband.
Yes.
So, are you suggesting...
Yes.
No, but Grimm and Timms were accidents.
Oh, but were they?
Well, Grimm shot himself out by accident when he was cleaning his gun, and Timms took a tumble down the stairs.
Ah, but couldn't it be that someone shot Arthur Grimm and Wendy Timms was pushed or tripped down the stairs by someone?
Aha!
Oh, yes.
I think I'm seeing a pattern emerge here.
You're not saying, Agatha, that somehow, someone is killing off members of the committee one by one?
Oh, I'm afraid there's a high likelihood.
Oh, but I'm on the committee too.
Oh, there. Look, Detective Inspector, do you think I could have a wee look at Wendy Timms' house, please?
Why would you want to do that? What are you looking for?
Well, something doesn't add up. And I might find a clue or two or something.
Well, I suppose that wouldn't do any harm. But I'll get Lockett to go with you, just in case. Lockett! Could you please accompany the ladies around to Miss Timms' house?
Most considerate of you.
Keep an eye on her.
Oh, any sign of them yet?
No, not so much as the dicky bird.
Oh, it's really too much. This is the second time he's let us down. Haven't we got enough to worry about with these murders? I had to cancel the knitting class last night, and I've a good mind to suspend these art classes too if Mortimer keeps being so unreliable.
Aye, well, we haven't exactly got many budding artists here yet. Probably scared to show their faces, I shouldn't wonder.
Oh, well, it's only just gone 8. They'll be here soon, but Mortimer really should be here to help get things ready. Oh, at least someone's been kind enough to put the easels out.
Yeah, not me.
No.
No model here yet, neither.
Model? What model?
You know, model. Well, it is a life class tonight, isn't it?
What do you mean? Life class?
You know, life class, like drawing from life.
Well, I take it you don't mean still life.
Well, she'll have to be reasonably still. Otherwise, how can we draw her?
You're not suggesting, I hope you're not suggesting, Harry, that there is to be a female in a state of undress. Tell me that's not what you're suggesting, Harry.
I'm not suggesting that.
Good.
Even though it's true.
What? You said it wasn't.
Make up your mind, you told me not to suggest it.
Am I to understand that there is to be a woman in a state of undress in this church hall? All Saints Church Hall, for goodness sakes. What do we say?
Not exactly in a state of undress. Or starkers, really.
Oh, it's an outrage. That's what it is. What will Toby say if he finds out?
Well, he said he'd try and get along, that's why I'm surprised he's not here.
What? Oh, it's too much. It's really too much.
Excuse me, is this the art class?
Oh, yes.
I'm Mandy, a
Oh,
model.
nice to meet you,
Did you
yes.
get something with me?
Nice, very nice. Yes.
So, where should I get dressed?
Dressed? You are? Oh, I see. You can get undressed here in the kitchen.
Oh, I can't believe it. It's really too much. to put this.
What is it, Eleanor? You seem unusually agitated today.
Well, it's just that. Do you know what is happening this evening?
Yes, it's an art class.
Yes.
And I thought it really would be good to get a new interest in life, especially with all these dreadful murders, most unsettling.
Oh, indeed.
And so I thought an art class would take my mind off it, give me a new perspective, so to speak, and get the old creative juices going.
It would certainly do that.
Sometimes, Eleanor, I think I need to get out more.
Well, if you'd like to go out.
Well, what I mean is that it's not good for me to sit there alone in the vicarage.
No, indeed it is not.
I feel I need to put myself about a bit more.
Oh, do you really think so, Toby?
The world, Eleanor, is a beautiful place, despite all the wicked things that happen in it. And I want to see more of it. Get closer to nature, do you understand?
I think so.
I want to see the world in all its naked glory, just as God intended.
I don't think God quite intended you to. Actually, that's what I wanted to talk to you about, Toby. I'm not sure that tonight is quite what you're expecting.
Well, what do you mean?
Well, it's just that. Oh!
Well, I say, have you come to join us?
Yes, of course.
Why are you wearing a dressing gown?
Oh, sorry, I thought I should wait until you were all ready for me. Do you want me to take it off now, then? No! Just wait a minute, would you? Thank you.
What's happening?
Nothing.
What about the life class?
There's no one here, however.
Well, I'm here, and Cousin George, and the vicar.
Not enough.
Why?
Thank you, Olivia. Very nice.
So, where's the bit of stuff there?
Bit of stuff.
Oh, hello, Becca. I didn't see you there. I didn't think this would be your sort of game.
It isn't. I haven't got all night, you know. Do you want me to get my clothes off or not?
Yes!
Look, as the All Saints Hall Committee Chair and Manager, I'm taking responsibility here. I'm afraid, young lady, that Mr. Gascoigne has not appeared for some reason. So I'm sorry to say that tonight's meeting has been cancelled.
No, we don't need old Gascoigne, Eleanor. We can just make up the rules as we
I don't understand.
No, my mind is made up. I am sorry that tonight's session is over, and I am going to pack things up.
Oh, come on, darling. Get all the rest down.
discombobulating.
I'm sure.
Yes,
What were you doing lurking in the cupboard anyway?
Well, something doesn't add up. And I just was wondering why someone like Martin Gascoigne would be killed in a cupboard like that.
I think probably because someone didn't like him.
Yes, you're probably right there. Yes, you know, there's a sort of synchronicity to it Anyway, I think you'll find that when the post wasn't comes through on Mortimer Gascoigne, you'll find that he wasn't stabbed. Although he was stabbed, that's not what killed him.
I don't understand.
I agree with you, Detective Inspector, on this occasion. I don't understand all either. This case is quite puzzling.
Geez, you can say that again.
Yes.
Now, you've been crawling around Wendy Tim's house here.
Oh, indeed, and no, I don't think that was an accident either.
Yes, Lockett said you found a small hook at the top of the staircase.
There's 2 hooks, in fact, which I guess something like fishing line or something or other like that has been tied between the 2, and so, you know, tripped Wendy up.
So, deliberate, you think?
What do you think, Detective?
Yes, but there's no guarantee she'd break her neck, though, is it?
Oh, it was a flagstone floor, so I think it was a very strong possibility.
What about that Maisie Grimm's husband? They say he shot himself, but you don't believe that was
Oh,
an
the
accident.
Grimm. Oh, yes. Yes, I think that's going to be a little more difficult to prove one way or another. But no, I don't think that's an accident either.
Plot thickens, like you'd say in one of your crime novels.
Indeed.
So, like, we've got the Grimm fellow,
Yes.
Wendy Timms,
Yes.
Barry Crunkate, Tina Tomlinside, and then Artie's work.
Mortimer Gascoigne.
5 murders!
Yes.
Who'd want to knock off the committee like that?
Who indeed?
It's a mystery.
Yes, it is.
Well, I'm grateful if you keep me informed, and I'll of course do the same for you. And I think it's time to put our thinking caps on, put our heads together, because 2 heads are better than 1, and we'll be ahead of the game.
Yes. I don't know really what you're saying, but I think I get the drift.
Well, it's time I got on doing what I do best.
Oh, and what would that be, Detective Inspector?
Detective inspecting, of course.
Oh, yes.
Good morning, Vicky.
Good morning.
I said you would be here.
Yes. I was curious to know what happened in that art class.
Dreadful, dreadful. But that's what I wanted to talk to you about.
Oh, yes.
I have a theory, you see.
Oh, you have a theory. Oh. Do you not think we ought to be discussing it or telling Detective Inspector Twig first?
To be absolutely frank with you, I'm a little skeptical of his capabilities.
Oh, I see.
Which is why I would like to talk to you first.
Oh, of course, no trouble.
Oh, hello. Hello. Becker, I managed to get the back clean a good room like you asked.
Very good. Very good of you, Mason.
I'll be off now then.
Good. Okay, thank you. Thanks again. Oh, sorry about that, Miss Crab. May I call you Agatha?
Oh, please do.
I feel I know you through your books, you know.
Oh, I didn't know you read crime novels.
I'm a real crime aficionado, you know.
Oh, really? And what is this theory you've got?
Vikings.
Vikings.
Yes, it was suggested to me.
Ah, Vikings were suggested to you.
Yes, someone from the Historical Society mentioned it to me.
Ah, they mentioned it. Mentioned what?
The Vikings. They were active in this area, you see.
Ah, yes, and so you think the Vikings have got something to do with these murders?
Oh, good heavens, no. Not directly.
Indirectly.
Yes. The church there is Norman,
Oh.
but Chortleby is a Viking name.
Oh, and?
And before the church was built by the Normans, they believed there was a Viking one on this site.
Oh.
And there's a myth that a Viking hoard of silver and jewellery is buried nearby. Approximately where we are standing right now, in fact.
Oh, I see.
And so,
Even so, I don't see how you have to explain.
but the church has been wanting to demolish the hall for quite some time now.
Oh.
But while it's being used so much, the committee won't agree with it.
church could demolish it.
Ah,
Oh, I don't know. It still seems a little strange to go to all that trouble to murder people, just on the remote chance that there's a heart of Viking silver beneath it. It's a bit like finding a pot of gold at the end of a rainbow.
ah. But what about this
Oh, what's that then?
Viking coin? AD 850.
Really? Oh, even if it did cause you a bit of trouble.
Well, it did, yes. But I think Mr. Twig knows now that I didn't push Harry into the water bath as much as I'd have liked to.
I didn't say that to him.
Oh, no, don't be silly. No.
Oh, I think he now knows with Tina being murdered and Mortimer that, he's looking for someone who doesn't think twice about murder.
But I think about it all the time.
What do you mean?
Oh, no, I don't mean about murdering people. No. It's just these beastly murders that are so distressing. I think I'm just going to have to go shopping. It's the only thing that'll take my mind off it.
Are you coming along to the cookery even this evening now?
Oh, look, if I feel up to it. But honestly, this whole episode has left me quite bereft. Poor Oliver is at a loss too. All I do is mope around the house all day, and the poor darling doesn't know what to do to comfort me. He just has to content himself with going out and shooting things.
Well, a 12-bore, no doubt. I couldn't resist.
Yes. Oh, no, it's all right. We should be trying to keep our peckers up, shouldn't we?
Oh,
I think that's why Oliver went to the art class last week.
to keep his pepper up.
And he's very keen to continue with the panto too.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yes. Oh, now, isn't there a rehearsal tomorrow, Eleanor?
Oh, yes, that's right.
Oh, well, is Sebastian back then?
Oh, not yet. But we're expecting him sometime tomorrow. He phoned me to say he'd be along sometime in the evening, but he couldn't say exactly when, because he had a few things to sort out first. But we're to carry on, and he'll be expecting us to have made some progress.
Oh, well, if that's the case, I'm not really sure I should be coming to the cookery class, Isabella.
Oh,
It's so nice this week. I've hardly been at home at all. What with all the upsets?
Oh no, you must come, you must. We're doing party there, you know we are. Lots of handy tips for little nibbles.
I'm not sure I've got the appetite, to be honest.
Oh, nor me. I'm sorry to say, Isabella, we've all got a lot on our plate at the moment, you know.
Well, to my mind, it's all the more reason for carrying on as we were. Don't want to let a little thing like early guest down there, do we?
No. Oh, you're right. Keep calm and carry on, as they say. Good.
Alice?
All right, yes, I'll come.
Good.
Right, you go. Well, I'll be off to do some shopping then, if you don't need me anymore.
Oh, no, thank you. Thanks for your help.
No props, truly.
Hello, ladies. Eleanor, I wonder if you could spare me a few moments. There's something I would like to run past you.
Really? Well, yes.
When you finish here, would you mind popping over to the vicarage?
I could come now if you like. I'm sure we're all done.
You're all right. We'll clear up out the back. Give us an hand, Alice.
Yes, of course.
Well, if you're all done, let's go shopping.
Right.
Vicar, do you mind if I had a quick word, please?
No, of course.
You're popular, Vicar.
So it seems.
Oh, just 2 seconds.
Right.
I'll wait outside for you, Julie.
I won't be long.
Becca, I've been thinking about that theory of yours. Yes.
Yeah, right. And?
I don't think it stacks up at all.
Oh.
You know, even if there was a silver heart, a treasure under there, and a murderer would go to all that trouble, how on earth would he get his hands on it?
Perhaps by helping demolish the hall.
Oh, yes. But then, wouldn't the church, if that were the case, wouldn't the church get their hands on it first?
Good point.
Yes, and that would go a long way to the repairing the roof of the church, you know, the finances problem.
Most probably.
Yes. In fact, there might be some that would say that the main people to benefit from all these murders would be the church.
Oh, you don't think that I would...
Oh, no, but I'm just looking at it the way that Detective Inspector Twig might look at it. And even on the case, even if there is some silver to be found.
But what about the coin then?
Ah, yes, now where did you get that coin from?
Yes, well,
Oh, yes?
I suppose it doesn't matter now that he's dead.
You mean you got it from Mortimer Gascoigne?
Yes.
Ah. Well, he's not going to benefit it from now, is he?
No?
Yes, but I wonder, did he share that theory with anybody else?
I thought you'd like to know. I've had the post-mortem results on Bamber Gascoigne.
It's Mortimer.
Yes, and the post-mortem on Bamber Gascoigne reveals...
Yes?
You were right. He was poisoned, wasn't stabbed at all. So why he had a knife in his back, I'm blowed if I know.
Oh. Now, I think that was just for dramatic effect. You know, a sort of joke. Yes, I think the murderer was having a laugh.
Well, it doesn't strike me as very funny.
Well, I don't think murder is very funny, generally.
I'll soon be better than Snow White. She can't beat me. She's got no right. Just try my apple or a pear, and no longer will you be so fair. It's just the thing to make you die. Your throat will burn, your tongue will fry. The bite you take will be your last. You'll kick the bucket pretty fast. Yes, my dear, you'll be no more. It's what this nasty poison's for.
Right, I've had enough. I'm arresting you, Eleanor Webster, for the murder of Mortimer Gaspipe.
What?
You heard me?
Mortimer Gascoigne, you mean?
Yes, and you poisoned him. Come on, admit it.
I'll do no such thing. In any case, he wasn't poisoned. He was stabbed. I saw him. It was me who discovered him.
Very clever, but he wasn't stabbed, was he?
Yes, he was. He had a big knife sticking out of his back.
Oh, you can't fool me. I've had the PM this afternoon.
PM?
Yes, afternoon.
I know what PM stands for.
I mean, I've had the results of the post-mortem.
You do have a great capacity to confuse, Inspector.
No, don't you play the innocent with me, Miss Wagstaff. You poisoned them just like you're planning to poison some other poor unfortunates.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I heard you when I came in. Just the thing to make you die, you said.
You're mad.
Not as mad as you, madam, nor as evil.
How dare you?
I dare because I'm the chief investigating officer. You needn't say anything, but anything you do say may be used as evidence against you.
I know what I'd like to say.
You better be careful what you say. You might say something that'll incriminate you.
Oh,
You really thought you could fool me. You must think me a complete idiot.
you can say that again.
You must think me a complete... Oh, right, that's it.
Sorry, Oh, Detective Inspector Twig.
Just in time, Lockett.
I am?
You are.
I was here to see if Miss Wagstaff just run through my lines.
Lines.
Oh, officially on duty till later.
What lines? You mean lines of inquiry, I assume?
Oh no, not exactly, sir. More like lines of panto.
Panto.
Yes, sir, I'm happy.
So you should be. I've got a woman in this case.
What woman is that, sir?
Gaspike's murderer. And I heard her talking about others she was getting poisoned too.
Oh, with the apple?
Apple? What are you talking about, Apple?
The apple she gives Snow White, you see, Miss Wagstar, she's the wicked stepmother.
She's also a wicked murderer. Have you taken leave of your senses, man?
Not that I'm aware of, sir, it's just we've really got to get on with rehearsals. We're way behind.
We are rehearsing the pantomime detective inspector. I'm playing the stepmother, and PC Locket here is playing Happy.
You mean like sleepy?
And Dopey. Yes, that is correct, Mr. Twin. Snow White and the 7 vertically challenged persons. Our Christmas panto. Now, perhaps you might excuse us. People will be arriving any minute.
Don't you neglect your duty.
No, sir.
I'll just go and get the props, George. I'll be able to do it any minute now. And I think I've found a replacement for Lizzie too. We're pleased to hear.
Oh, good. Well, Oliver. Oh, I hope you ain't been shooting on the Colonel's land again.
Ask no questions, old boy. Be told it nice. Fancy a nice bird, do you? Or I could bag you a pheasant if you like.
As long as I don't know where it came from.
Mom's the word, George. Sorry, Eleanor.
Oh, good. Glad you're here, Oliver. Now, perhaps you two could help me build a little house.
Playing runners and jellies now, are we?
No, Oliver. This is to be the house where Snow White is when the wicked stepmother turns up.
Right, and that's you, isn't it?
That is correct.
Right.
Now, perhaps if we were to put a couple of their tables on their sides, that might suggest the walls of the house for a minute.
Right, I'll get this one, George, you do that one.
Good.
Right here, come on, man. Go on. About there, I think.
Excellent. Excellent.
Oh yeah, Eleanor. Do you mind if Agatha stays? She'll be happy to see the rehearsal.
Oh, of course not. But I should watch out though, Agatha, or we might rope you in for a part.
Oh no, I haven't done any drama since I was at school.
Well, it's just like riding a bike, you know. Once you get back in the saddle.
Back in the saddle, Eleanor. I can give you a leg up if you like.
No matter, Oliver. Right, let's get Now, this is very disappointing news, I know, but I'm sorry to say that Lizzie has had to pull out of the production for various reasons.
Time's working without grumpy guts, was she?
I'm not sure that was the case, Oliver. And really, you should be referring to our director like that, not in front of other members of the cast. Sebastian will be along a bit later on, refreshed from his holiday and raring to go.
Can't wait.
He's asked us to run through a couple of scenes. Yes.
Will you be naming the dwarves? Oh, sorry, the vertically challenged members of the cast.
In a bit, yes, thank you, George. If you could round them up soon. Meanwhile, I'd like you all to welcome a new member of our cast who has agreed at terribly short notice.
Oh, you mean vertically challenged notice?
Yes, thank you, George. And as I was saying, who's agreed to join our merry band of players to play Snow White instead of Lizzie. Oh, I'll just go and see if she's arrived. Oh, and her name's Mandy.
Oh, yeah. You mean Mandy from the art class?
That's right, yes.
Jolly good show. Snow White and the Nutty.
I don't think so, Oliver, so sorry to disappoint you. Oh, Mandy, there you are. So glad you could join us. Come and meet some of your people. Hello. Hello. Mandy, this is George. Hello. Oh, I'm in the copper.
Well, that's right. Welcome to Chorley Players. I hope
and our esteemed director, Sebastian. But I think we should make a start. Right. Now, perhaps we might try the scene where the wicked stepmother gives Snow White the apple. Yes. If you'd like to stand there, my dear, in the doorway of the cottage.
The gap between the two tables.
Oh, right, so you're there when I turn up at your cottage door.
Good morning! What a lovely day! Would you like an apple pie?
No, I ate apples.
No, the line is, that, yes, that would be extremely nice if I could but afford the price.
Thank you, Oliver. Right, Mandy, perhaps we might try that. Yes, that would be extremely nice if I could but afford the price.
Yes, that would be extremely nice if I could but afford the price.
But this apple is completely free! It is a gift to you from me!
Okay, now very good. You don't have to actually eat the apple. Good. I want you to pretend to bite it, and as you do, I want you to act being poisoned. Okay? Okay? Okay. Okay, now I think we might try that again. A little bit more naturalistically, my dear. Okay.
But she was very good there, wasn't she?
Oh, thanks. Right, now perhaps we might try that again. A little bit less, what shall we say, flamboyant.
Help me! I've been poisoned!
No, I'm sorry. No. Oh,
Isabella, you're looking well.
Oh, Isabella, nice to see you.
oh, very good. That, Mandy, is what I call acting. Do you see? Well done, Isabella, for showing us. Oh, wonderful. Wonderful.
Very good, very dramatic.
You see, Mandy, how Isabella got into part. Totally believable, but nicely restrained. Thanks for that, Isabella. Isabella? Isabella? Quick! Fetch a doctor!
Alice is the nurse.
I meant a real one, for God's sake! I think Isabella's been poisoned!
Right, let's stop beating around the bush. Let's get straight down to brass tacks.
Oh, I do like it when you're so decisive, Terry.
Thank you, Eleanor, but I haven't actually started yet.
Sorry.
That's all right. I've asked Agatha here to come along because I feel she has a lot to contribute.
Oh, jolly good.
The point is, and there's no easy way to say this, but I've confided my thoughts to Agatha here, and despite a natural reticence upon my part...
Get on with it, man!
Yes, you're right, Harry. I should just come straight out and say it.
Well, I wish you would.
The point is, unfortunately, I do not have much confidence in Detective Inspector Twig.
Dear, that beastly man. Do you know he kept me for 4 hours in that police cell the other day? All of a sudden, if he hadn't been out bagging birds, he would have come in and given him what for?
What for what?
You know, taken a pot at him.
Oh, I don't think we should be taking the law into our own hands.
What are we doing either?
Well, I merely thought, and tell me if you disagree with me.
I don't.
I merely thought that we should get together and pool our ideas and see if Miss Crusty here can come up with some kind of hypothesis for the situation.
Kind of like work out who's bumping people off, right?
Exactly. I believe it's in all of our interests. All of you had a close connection with the village hall, which seems to be the linking factor in these dreadful murders. We've already lost, 6 committee members have gone to meet their maker. Arthur, Maisie's husband, Wendy Timms, and Barry, and Tina. Oh, how I'll miss those beautiful tones. And now, Mortimer.
I will nobody like them.
How do you say that?
Well, you never liked them?
But that's hardly the point.
If I might be able to finish. And now, poor Isabella.
Oh, yes. What was it? Do we know?
Poisoned, apparently. They think it was the smoked trout pate in the cookery class.
Oh, but how can it be? Because we are late to that.
Yeah, I don't know the answer to that, but I was hoping that perhaps Miss Christie here will be able to enlighten us on the matter.
I'll do my best, but I'm afraid time is against us.
Which is why they called us here together to share our observations. We desperately need to catch this murderer.
Oh, murderers.
Oh, you think there might be more than one?
Oh, I never discount the possibility, but
Yeah.
What about Sebastian Chambers? Where's he? You don't think anything's happened to him, do you?
He didn't turn up for rehearsal last night at all.
And I called him last night to invite him to this meeting, but I got no answer. So I went round to his place early this morning, but when I got to his house, it was all in darkness. There was no sign of him anywhere.
Well, I saw him yesterday afternoon.
Oh, really?
Oh, when I was going to the shops. He was coming from the station.
oh, what time would that be?
Oh, I don't know. Sometime after lunch. No, it were after 2. That's right, because I'd just finished listening to the Archers. I thought I'd fancy getting myself a nice bit of tripe.
There's a train that gets in about 20 past.
Oh, yeah, could be.
Yes.
Are you sure it was him?
Oh, yes, I'd recognise him anywhere.
But you didn't actually speak to him.
No, can't stand the man.
And it was definitely him.
Well, certainly looked like him. Like with that ridiculous fedora hat and bright pink scarf. I'd recognise him anywhere.
Oh, but you didn't actually see his face.
Well, no. But who in the right mind would go around dressed like that? Sure, that's true.
Ah, but the point is, Maisie, it could have been someone dressed up to look like Sebastian.
Oh, I suppose so.
Oh, yes. This is getting really creepy.
Yes.
What if Sebastian is, you know...
Oh!
Well, I think we have to face facts. There were 10 people on the committee, and for all we know, there's only 4 left. So we can deduce that all those murders are connected with the village hall. So that means the murderer could be in this very room.
No, surely not.
Oh, I think it's a distinct possibility and not one we can lightly dismiss.
You mean it could be one of us?
Well, yes. There have been 6 murders, and who here has got a cast-iron alibi for when they occurred?
Well, what about those at the rehearsal last night? Surely they couldn't have been responsible for Isabella's death, could they?
I don't know. There'd be nothing easier than to doctor a wee pate with a bit of poison and then wait for it to take home and have a little nibble.
Well, poor man was dead. You never liked him.
Did Agatha
you saying about handcuffs?
Oh yes, well, whoever stuffed the script in his mouth handcuffed him to the banisters so they couldn't stop him. No, there's worse than that.
Worse?
The handcuffs belonged to PC Lockett.
You did not make the case.
No, not Lockett. The point is, whoever did this thing stole police equipment from the New Zealand Police Force, and that is a very serious crime indeed.
You don't think, Detective Inspector, that going around murdering people may be a tad more serious?
You know what I think? I think I've got the murderer on the one, and I'm closing in.
And how do you figure that?
I think he's running out of options.
Because he's running out of victims. 6 members of the committee are already gone.
Yes, you tell him, Toby.
That may be true. Which is why we need to understand what drives a murderer to murder. Now we've talked about motive, opportunity, the means, and how it takes detection, application, and dedication to solve a crime.
Oh, Mum and Dad.
Yes. Very good, well done. And I put it into a new term. M-R-S.
Mrs. Who?
No, nobody. It's not like that.
Mrs. Nobody? Who's she?
No, it's not Mrs. Nobody.
Yes, I know that.
Oh, it's an acronym.
Yes, it's an acroman.
Is this all really necessary, Inspector?
Yes, it is, Vicar. If we're to understand the reasons why a murderer murders, we need to know these 3 basic things.
And they are?
First one, money. Often a very powerful motive. Get your hands on someone else's moolie.
Oh yes, often a powerful motive.
Second one, revenge. Another very powerful motive.
Yes. And S, Inspector.
That's the S word, you know.
No.
Yes, you do. Often the most powerful motive of all.
Oh, is it shopping?
You don't mean
Yes.
sex.
Yes.
I'm not sure we should be mentioning you know what in a church hall.
Well, I'm afraid we can't pull the pussyfoot around. Not when there's a killer on the loose. Yes, you go.
Lily is really upset by it all. Oh, she's upset. Well, what about us?
I'm not finished.
We're all upset. I'm going to make everyone a nice cup of tea, shall I?
Oh yes, it really is too bad. Too bad.
It's becoming painfully obvious that none of you are even interested in finding Dan who's responsible for this.
We're beginning to wonder, Inspector, whether you should be the one that's responsible for this investigation.
Are you saying you think I committed these murders?
Oh, Lord, help me.
I think you will, Will. Well, it's obvious no one here is vaguely interested in my vast experience. Take my leave and see you in the morning.
Bloody good riddance, I say.
Yeah, he's just made things worse as far as I can see.
Anyone seen Lily? She wanted me to join her here.
She went out feeling a bit queasy, I think.
I take it you've not heard.
And what?
Sebastian's the latest to go.
Go where? Oh, you mean dead?
Yes, and Aunt Agatha says we shouldn't trust anyone.
I don't.
I mean, like you know what I mean.
Well, I'm not surprised someone did for Sebastian. Saves me the bother.
Oh, how can you say that?
Right, I better go find Lily. I can't have her on her own with a maniac on the list.
Oh, here we are. Now get this down.
Oh no, don't drink that!
Oh, why ever not?
I might be poisoned!
We're right, we mustn't trust anyone.
Do you honestly think I might poison you?
Why not? Who's to say you're not a mass murderer?
Oh, this is all a nightmare. It's not real. No, it can't be. There has to be a simple explanation.
Somebody help me! There's a man after me!
Oh, will that be a first then?
said there, Alice. I think you might be right. I really think you might be right. I think there is a solution presenting itself to me. Oh, yeah, Liv. Why didn't I see it before?
Well, are you going to tell us, Agatha?
Oh, no. All in good time. There's a few things I have to check out, but I think by tomorrow I'll be ready to reveal all.
That'll be something to look forward to, I figure.
Where's Libby? Somebody said there was a man after her.
Oh, well, she went through there.
Right. I knew you were out here somewhere.
Miss Crusty says she has some information she would like to impart. To shed some light on the heinous, horrible crimes that have been perpetrated in this hitherto quiet village. If you would, Miss Crusty.
Thank you, Detective Inspector. Well, now I'd like to start with my arrival here in Charterbury to visit my niece Alice. Well, I hadn't been here 2 minutes, and we heard that Barry Cragthorne had been found dead in the water butt. Oh, and so began a series of events which, quite frankly, have horrified me.
Here, here.
It was clear from the start we had a murder on our hands. The question is, whose hands?
Exactly. So I beg you to.
Oh, right. Okay, I'd like to start with the so-called clue of the earring in the water butt. Okay. I think that the murderer put it there to incriminate Olivia.
Oh, I told you.
However, Olivia, by your own admission, you had the motive.
Oh, don't be ridiculous. But that man put me through hell over it.
Oh, yes, but he didn't actually charge her, did he?
Well, I think even he knows now that I wouldn't be strong enough to push a man like Barry into the water.
You're not exactly Tinkerbell, are you?
How dare you!
However, Olivia, you might have managed it with some help. With someone close to you, maybe.
You're not suggesting that my Oliver was somehow implicated?
Oh,
I knew it. My copper's instinct told me he was a Roman. You can join your brother in jug too.
No. It wasn't Olivia.
It wasn't her.
No.
Stick to the heart.
Right. Back to the earring. So, now, the thing is, was the earring in the water butt in the first place? We only have Harry's word for that after all.
We've been through all that.
Oh, I know, but you must admit, you had quite a powerful motive for killing Barry, didn't you?
I admit nothing, because I done nothing.
Oh, well, what about the others? Oh, you freely admitted you didn't like Sebastian Chambers.
He was an arty-farty twerp.
I'm off my Gaston.
He was a smarmy boy. That's no reason to kill him.
Perhaps not.
And what about Isabella? Boy, Roy would have killed Isabella.
Yes, well, her death had me puzzled for a while, but I'll come to that later. So, assuming that
Did Harry kill him or not?
not.
Harry not.
No. the water butt. Must have been the murderer who put it there. And how did the murderer get their hands on it in the first place? Perhaps someone who was employed to clean the Truscott Pratt's house.
What are you suggesting?
Well, you clean quite a few houses in the village, don't you, Maisie?
What of it?
Well, you could have stolen Olivia's earring, and you could have abducted Isabella's pate. You used to clean her house too, didn't you?
So it's coincidence, that's all.
Oh, maybe, maybe not. Oh, what other houses do you clean now? Wendy Tim's, for example, where I found 2 hooks at the top of the stairs, which could have had fishing line across, so that Wendy didn't see it until it was too late.
Oh, no, that wasn't me. I've never cleaned Wendy's house. I've never even been in the place.
I know.
What? What'd you tell me about them hooks then?
Well, it seemed a neat solution. But as I've said before, this case was not always as it seemed.
Good, I'm glad we got that settled.
So, you don't want me arrested her?
No. You're far too ready to arrest people.
It's a big job.
Let's establish who the murderer is first, shall we? And to use your own acronym, Mrs., I thought it would be useful to look at the possible motives. Money, revenge, sex. All powerful reasons for killing. Now, Vicar, you came to me with a money motive, didn't you?
Yes, about the Vikings.
Yes.
You see, there's a myth that there is a Viking hoard of treasure buried right underneath the village wall.
Yes, and you suggested that someone could frighten off the users of the hall, then they could demolish it and get their hands on the silver.
Yes.
That's right. And that would go a long way to helping with their roof. But however, the hall was used too much, but if the hall wasn't being used, then the church could pull it down.
Exactly.
And the hall committee would never let that happen, would they?
No.
But what if there weren't a hall committee?
Are you suggesting that I would murder?
Oh, no. No. But perhaps someone else might. Someone else who would do anything for you. Someone else who worshipped you, May.
That's preposterous.
Oh, I don't know. You had the opportunity. As chair of the hall committee, you had access to the hall at all times.
Oh, that's a ridiculous suggestion. Toby, tell her.
Yes, that's an outrageous suggestion, and I'll have you know.
I have to consider all possibilities, Vicar.
Shall I arrest them both now then?
No, it was only a possibility.
So, it's not there?
No, it's not there.
I'm sorry, you're really confusing me.
That's easily done. Right. Okay. Right. So let's see. Who else have we got here? This case was very puzzling. Take Mortimer Gascoigne, for example. Yeah? It appeared that he'd been stabbed, but then we found he was poisoned. No, well, asphyxiated rather. Isn't that right, Detective Inspector?
Was it?
Oh, it's in your notes. It's in your notes.
It's in the pier.
Yes, it is.
Yes. Mortimer Gascoigne's death was caused by lack of oxygen on account of him being poisoned by an excess of nitrous oxide.
Yes, never mind. And it appeared that Wendy Tim's death was caused by her tripping down the stairs over some fishing line between 2 hooks. But I'm fairly confident that there was no such thing. What? No, Alice. I think the cause of her death was obvious.
Aye. What you all looking at me for?
Well, you said it yourself, Alice, yesterday.
What did I say?
You said it wasn't all a nightmare, that it wasn't real, and there had to be a simple explanation.
Yes.
And I think there's a very simple explanation for Wendyton's death.
Which is?
She tripped. Yes, she simply tripped down the stairs, falling down on the flagstone, breaking her neck on the flagstone fall. Apparently the 2 hooks were just for a stairgate, which was long since gone.
Well, if she wasn't murdered, what about all those others?
Oh, undoubtedly there were other murders, 5 in total. Yes.
We had Barry the Cheapskate, Isabella Butterfly,
Yeah.
Mortimer Gaslight, Sebastian What's-His-Face, Tina Topless, and Grim.
Yes. Arthur Grimm, yes, Maisie's husband. Yep, but he didn't kill himself either. No.
Yes, he did. He shot himself with his... I've got a guy in jug now with very too far and flipping loose with his shotgun for my liking.
You're not still suggesting that my Oliver had something to do with this?
No. Oliver didn't shoot Arthur Grimm.
Well, who did?
Nobody. He shot himself.
What?
Oh no!
It's true, though, isn't it, Maisie?
Yes!
Well, I suspected it for quite a while.
But if he didn't, why did he do it?
Well, I suspected it, and as I said, but then I got a letter in the mail today. Shall I read it out to you?
Yes, who's it from?
Right. It's from Isabella Battersby. Shall I read it? I'll read it out. Dear Miss Crusty, by the time you receive this, I'll be long gone. I couldn't have all those deaths on my conscience any longer. And killing Sebastian was the last straw. I don't know what made me do it, but I know I can't live with myself any longer, so I'm going to poison myself. Please forgive me. Signed, Isabella Battersby.
I've got the murderer. Where is she? Come on, Isabella.
She's dead.
Oh. Well, still, neatly solves it, doesn't it? That must be.
No, I don't think so.
You don't?
What do you mean, Aunt Agatha?
Well, you know, the poison that killed Isabella in the pate, you know that one?
The smoked trout.
Yes.
That.
It was a red herring.
The smoked trout was a red herring.
I believe so.
What do you mean, Agatha?
Well, Isabella didn't kill herself, and she didn't kill anyone else either.
The letter!
Oh, that's a forgery. It's all typed. Can you not see? It's some scribbled signature at the bottom.
So why would she go to the trouble of doing it all? To throw us off the trail. I guess think the case was closed.
Yes.
She didn't think she'd fool me with that sort of technique, did she?
Oh, it's absolutely extraordinary how you can perform such mental gymnastics as you do, Detective Smith.
You think so?
No.
But what's this got to do with Maisie's husband?
Yes, well, it's obvious, isn't it? Well, when I realised that Arthur Grimm did commit suicide, just as Isabella didn't.
But why would he want to kill himself?
Oh, well, I'm afraid he was driven to it.
Driven to it?
I don't think he was a very strong man mentally. And I think being on the hall committee was just a bit too much for him. You know what hall committees can be like, isn't it, Eleanor? Oh, yes. All that backbiting and infighting, it just got to him. And he couldn't take it any longer. That's all. Isn't that true, Maisie?
Yes! I used to come home in a right state. I can't stand it anymore, he used to say to me. I never thought he'd do something as stupid as kill himself.
And was that when you decided to take revenge on the committee, Maisie?
Maisie! Maisie did it!
Yes, I'm sorry to say Maisie is our murderer. When did you decide to start killing off the he, Maisie? Was that when Wendy Timms took a tumble?
Yes. It seemed so simple. I thought if I could get rid of him all and make it look like an accident, it would be easy. And I could get rid of them all.
But Barry was easy, wasn't he?
Why, how could Maisie push the big bloke like Barry into the water butt?
Ah, we knew that Barry had quite a reputation as a ladies' man, didn't he?
He did that.
Well, that was his undoing. He could never resist a damsel in distress, and when Maisie came to him and said she dropped her earring in the water butt, he offered to look for it for her. So he got home a little box, leant into the water butt, didn't take anything to put his legs and unbalance him. And in a couple of minutes was all over, wasn't it, Maisie?
Yes.
What about the rest of them? She topped the topping woman in the problem, I suppose.
Oh yes, just a quick stab with a stiletto and was all over.
Maisie, how could you, Maisie?
I'm not quite sure how she managed to get Sebastian into handcuffs, which she'd stolen from PC Lockett there. Right, yes. Anyway, when she had him in such a compromising position, stuffing him down with his script was relatively easy, wasn't it?
Well, he certainly deserved it.
Isabella Butterfly, she'll be easy peasy, I mentioned.
Ah, yes, as was as I suggested. Just put the poison in the pate and then forge the so-called confession.
What about that artist fellow? He's kind of the
Oh, yes,
colours?
Mortimer Gascoigne. Yes, well, the knife on the back was just a sick joke, wasn't it, Maisie? Oh, yes. In fact, we all know he was poisoned or asphyxiated by nitrous oxide. Laughing gas to you and me.
What?
Well, if you look on the back of the cupboard, there's a wee hole, and that's where Maisie piped the gas through. Yes, when he put his head in the cupboard, she just slammed the door like she did when I was in there.
Oh, but she would have yelled out.
Oh, but there was no one to hear him. And then she just turned on the gas and he laughed himself to death.
You're saying Mr. Gaslight was actually killed by one?
But where would Maisie get laughing gas from?
Ah, she cleaned for the Toppings, didn't she? And what did Mr. Topping do for a living?
Oh, he's a dentist.
That's
Right. But why didn't he notice that the canister was missing?
Yes.
Well, his wife had just been murdered, so I think he had other things on his mind.
Poor Tina. Poor Tina.
Well, I knew I'd get to the bottom of it. Thank you for that small bit of help, though, Agatha.
Oh, my pleasure.
I do think I've got quite a talent for spotting criminals.
Really?
I wondered that what a career undercover might go for me, actually.
I can see it now. Detective Inspector Twig, Special Branch.
Well, this policeman's work is never done. Lockett, wake up, Lockett! I've solved the crime. Oh, yes, sir. Well, hop to it, Lockett. Arrest the killer before she kills again.
I arrest you!
I'm your general guard. I knew it all along. I knew it.
So I suppose Charles Ruby's been a bit of an inspiration for you after all, has it?
Oh,
Miss
well,
Crusty?
yes. That's Harry. No, but not in the way you think. Oh, no. I could never write a novel that had so many ridiculous murders and such an incompetent detective.
contact.